These insights brought to you by SETA. These insights brought to you by SETA.
Well, if one looks at the profile of the registered persons in South Africa, then EXA has a database of 32,000, approximately 32,000 registered persons. Of those 32,000 persons, 20,000 are registered professionals, and the remaining 12,000 are registered candidates with the council. That's the stage. Candidacy is the stage prior to registration. So if one looks just at the 20,000, then in terms of those registered persons, that 20,000, there's a significant proportion of that is male, and a significant proportion of that is white. So those two parameters. In addition to that, if one looks at the aging profile or the age profile of the registered persons, then one would see that there's a skewness towards the top end. So people in the profession are more matured as opposed to younger, and there's a great opportunity for us to endeavor to correct that profile by bringing in people of color, bringing in females, as well as younger people into the profession. And that's a big challenge for EXA, is to bring in people who have been marginalized and disadvantaged historically in South Africa. And given that to end up as a professionally registered engineering professional, or to be professionally registered with EXA, is the culmination of about a 20-year process. That's 14 years of schooling, at least 4 years of university education, and 3 years of professional practice before registering with EXA. So it's a long period, and today we still sit with the legacy of the apartheid government, and unfortunately that is the process. It's a long process, and we're not able to compress that.
Is that part of regulating engineering professionals?
Yes, to a degree, but the regulation of the profession is directly as a result of the nature of engineering work. Engineering work is a risky business. It poses a risk, not only a financial risk, but also to health, to safety. And as a result, the state has seen it fit to introduce the Engineering Professions Act of 2000 in the year 2000 with the intent of regulating the profession in the interest of protecting the public from work conducted by the engineering professionals as such.
What is EXA's strategy in terms of skills development and skills shortage?
Well, EXA is not directly involved with the development of skills per se. That's the domain of the higher education institutions, your universities of technology, your universities, and even prior to that, the high school system and the junior and elementary school system even prior to that. So EXA in many ways lives with the output from the higher education system. However, EXA has recognized that for us to do nothing about the output from higher education institutions is not the most desired option. So what we are endeavoring to do is to try and influence the output from higher education institutions through a number of vehicles. One of them being the fact that we lobby government to try to ensure that higher education institutions get the best funding so that they can have the best throughput rates. In addition, we work very closely with maths and science programs. We ourselves are looking at establishing a maths and science program with a core focus to trying to strengthen the capability of maths and science teachers, maths and science students at high schools. And then lastly, we also are looking at an intervention where we can support, albeit at this point in time a limited number. We're piloting a group of 50 students on a program at higher education institutions in Gauteng. We're piloting this project of support. It's a program called the South African Youth Engineering Program. It's a program that EXA has endorsed and supported under a separate Section 21 company, SETA. And the focus of that program is to lend holistic support, not only financial support, but to give a comprehensive support, psychological support, socialization skills, time and study methods, so that students who come from very disadvantaged, rural, indigent backgrounds, 30% of these kids are orphans. So we're giving hope to talented South Africans who otherwise would not have seen the light in terms of having a career in engineering. So we think we're piloting what's going to be a really important program in the years going forward, and we're grateful to the SETA for having worked with us and having believed in our program to the point where they funded us to enable us to be able to deliver on this particular group. So we're excited about this, and we're hoping that this initiative is going to grow from strength to strength. And what this program does is it will then enhance the success rate of black students at universities, and in so doing increase the number of black graduates in engineering. And when that happens, we have an increased chance of black professionals being registered with EXA.
These insights brought to you by SETA. These insights brought to you by SETA.